We're gonna dive into something. It's a bit of a hot topic right now. The iPhone 5. Yeah, can't get enough of it. My question is, was it rushed? Did they rush to push it to the market? Did they push it out before it was ready? What happened? Okay. I guess I'll start with why I would even ask something like that. Why I would insinuate something like that. This phone came out and it has 5 major bugs. Now, that's a lot. Forget that it's Apple. That's a lot for any mobile device, any technology device that ever hit the market. I think that might be a record. No phone out there hit the market with 5 major issues and survived to tell about it. I'm sure Apple will survive, but this alone makes this not the best phone around. I'm sorry, I don't care what people say. You can't have these type of problems on launch and tell me that it's a great device. Sorry. So let's go down the list one by one. The first one is the blemishes on the hardware. People were complaining, people were livid, people were upset. You open the box, brand new out of the box, and the thing has scratches on it. It's got dents, marks, So they made a big deal about this liquid metal that it was made out of and how it was made. Super top secret spy. And this is what you get right out of the box. No one has touched your phone but you, and it is flawed. Not cool. Not cool. And I think Apple's response to that was wear and tear. Any aluminum product, you can expect nicks and dings and scratches and so on and so forth with wear and tear. But it's a brand new phone. Did you forget to address that? The second was the Wi-Fi issue. So more than a few people on this Apple support forums are complaining that they couldn't get connection to their Wi-Fi. So they were actually, the device was connecting, but it was getting an IP address, but they weren't able to browse the web. Still no word on a fix for that. I mean, that's a silly software bug, fine. The third is a mix of the two. So people who had their Wi-Fi was able to get on to their home Wi-Fi. Works fine. But the phone never made the switch from Wi-Fi, from data network to Wi-Fi. So the phone's supposed to be intelligent enough to know that when you're connected via Wi-Fi, stop using your cellular connection. Never happened. So a lot of people are complaining for, overage charges and so on and so forth. They actually patched that one. I think Verizon was having that issue, and AT&T came out and said, the AT&T didn't say it, but some AT&T customers said they may have been seeing the same issue. So that's 3. 4 is the ever famous iOS maps by now. We all know what happened there. Google and Apple's got some beef. Apple says, screw you, I'm going to make my own maps. Google says, okay. They make their own maps, and it sucks. There's some reports going around that the spat was over. I think they couldn't agree on a voice, the sound of the voice or something or the other, and Google was trying to give and take, and Apple just didn't want to give. They just said, you're going to do everything, and that's it, and they just pulled out. Whatever. So people are reporting with pictures with heavy light, I guess like the sun or a bright light. They're seeing a purplish tint in the pictures, and it started out as a very small group of people on the support forums, and then people started actually reproducing the issue. So Apple came out and said, hey, angle your phone differently. What? Did we see this before? We did, didn't we? Steve Jobs told you were holding your phone wrong when the iPhone antenna was horrible. Let me tell you, he taught these boys well. They know how to do it. There's nothing wrong with the camera. You just can't take pictures because you're an idiot. Right. So that's 5. Listen, some of them can be solved. Some of them can't. But the main point here, what gets me is it seems like there's no quality assurance at Apple anymore. And there might be a few reasons for this, right? The bigger a company get, the less of a grasp you have on everything. It happens. Things get sloppy. Now Apple's starting to see, hey, it isn't easy to be big. All the years of poking fun at Microsoft, now it's their chance to be big, and they're doing a pretty bad job at it. You're going to tell people to angle the phone differently, taking pictures. So you're having Wi-Fi connectivity issues without testing it. How long was iOS 6 in existence? How long was the iPhone 5 in existence? How does this make it past testing? These are silly issues to have. You're telling me all the prototypes they had, they didn't know an aluminum chassis was not a good idea? You didn't know that it would be bent and scratched and blemished from the factory? That's not cool. But having said this, this doesn't make sense. This is not Apple, right? I'll give them a pass because everything up to this point has been immaculate. There's been an issue here and there, but they've handled it, not always well, but they've handled it. These are 5 major things. How did that happen? Not 1, not 2. 3 would have been crazy. 4 is just ridiculous. 5? How does that happen? I have a theory. Pressure. Apple feels pressure from somewhere, somebody, something. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's Android, because Android's been doing whatever the hell Android's been doing for a while. And according to them, they're leading the industry. However you want to calculate that, by activations or sales, whatever. Nothing's changed majorly in Android to even warrant. Let's just ICS is better than Gingerbread, but it still sucks. Not really. I don't see anything for Apple to feel pressure there. Nokia, maybe. Everyone knows Nokia is a pretty big deal. Maybe we don't here in the US, but Apple knows that. And maybe they felt something like the Lumia 920 coming, and they said, hey, let's kick it up a notch, because let's get it out early, because Nokia is gonna come and slap us in the back of the neck. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, it can't. I don't know where the pressure is coming from. It could be that the pressure is coming from themselves. They have to release the phone every year. I kind of get the feeling that they were waiting for something really special, and it just never happened. Like, we know they bought that fingerprinting company. Maybe that was one of the big deals. I just got to be more. Something that really made the device magical, that I'm thinking they weren't able to pull off. So they just sort of slapped whatever they had together and said, go out and get it. Because the iPhone 5 is just a 4X, a 4S XL, or a 4S second edition. It's kind of tough to believe that this is what Steve Jobs spent his last breath on. It's not impressive. So I don't know where the pressure is coming from, but I think it's pressure. Maybe it's from themselves, or whatever it is. The bar is so high, and they didn't meet the bar. Sure, they sold 5 million phones in 2 days, and how much are they selling now? It seems to slow down a lot. People aren't happy. The word is out there. I've seen people saying they're happy they didn't upgrade, and there's something going on in that ecosystem, and they're gonna pay the price for that. And the competition is definitely caught up now. So I know for sure the iPhone 5 was rushed. Why? I don't know. I guess over time we'll tell. They gotta come right, because this is a fumble. The 4S was a fumble, but people expected a 5 and got a 4S, whatever. But they gotta come hard, and it's gonna cost them if they don't get it right next time around. So anyway, check out the website. Check us on Twitter. Check us on Facebook. Hit us in the comments. Let us know what you think. Like the video. Subscribe. Peace.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Tiana D, and check out lifestylesdefined.com, where you can find everything you've ever loved.